Hello, welcome into Billy Ho Sports. We're back for another week. Kentucky Derby 151 is on the way. We got hot action coming for you all over the country. We've got three major prep races in store this week. We are going to start in Florida with the Holy Bull Stakes held at Gulfstream Park. Then we'll probably move over to either Aqueduct for the Withers or Santa Anita for the Robert B. Lewis Stakes. Whenever we get past performances, post draws, and all that. So the Holy Bull Stakes is ready to rock. I've gone over it, looked at past videos. I got some good ideas. Been some suspect winners in this race in the past. If you remember Hades last year winning, catching a sleeping fierceness coming back. So anyway, there are horses like White Abario that won this race. This is where White Abario put his name on the map, winning the Florida Derby and then winning this race. Then heading on to the Kentucky Derby, which we know his story. And anyway, this is the preview for the next powerhouse. Hopefully, we can find a good one here. I do have a goal of getting to 3,000 subscribers by Derby Day. I think it's a gettable goal. I think what we're going to do, I've been thinking about doing this for a long time just to show my appreciation for all the people that support me, is some kind of giveaway. I don't know if it'll be a Kentucky Derby swag bag or, because I've got Derby memorabilia from that I've collected over the years, or maybe something like doing a ticket, like we'll do some sort of contest ticket where I'll pay for it and then you and I can do it together, and we can do something like that. I don't know. Or maybe just a Venmo cash prize or something like that. Who knows? More to come on that. So make sure you are subscribed. Your notifications are set. You're going to need to be subscribed to be eligible to win anything from me. So show that support, click that like button, and in the comments, give me your pick for this race. We only got 7 horses to cover, so let's get after it. We are going to jump right into the past performances. All right, we are going a mile and a 16th. And you can see there's the distance from the start to finish. It starts, this was kind of a tough one for Gulfstream Park with the narrow turns. You can see where they start this race. It's almost right on the first turn. So it is a bit of a disadvantage. We do only have 7 horses in this race. So I don't suppose post position's any problem anyway. But if obviously, if we had if you ever follow Gulfstream Park and these 8.5 furlong races, you don't want horses starting out post 12. So Connecticut control or Connecticut Kinetic Control is trained by Dale Romans. Junior Alvarado rides. This one did finally get the maiden win. Ran really well in the second race out. It was like balls deep, going a mile and a 16th for 120K, and ran second behind Handsome Pants. Was off slow and had a big duel down the stretch and just didn't get there. Then a big time regression coming back, maybe a little bit too fast. That's less than a month. So looking like kind of a bounce to me for going to dropping to 100 and getting his brains beat in. Then takes off a little bit more of an extended vacation, the normal time, and cracks it going 120. Only gets a 78 speed figure, but he was out in front and wasn't facing a whole lot of pressure. So Dale Romans, as much as I like the guy, I've met him. I met him years and years ago at Churchill Downs. He had a box near ours that we went to, my family's box. But not an elite, obviously not considered among the elite trainers, but dude is on a roll. Congratulations on him. 5 wins and 16 starts for 2025 so far. 3 straight winners, 3 different horses: Coppola, Dreaming of Mo, and Cyclone Mischief. All winners. I believe Cyclone Mischief won a stakes race. One was a handicap, one was something else, but it was pushing 400K in total purse money for those 3 horses, so not too bad. Hopefully Dale Romans is on a come up this year. Like to see that happen. That brings me to number two, Ferocious, and the blinkers go on for Gustavo Delgado and Javi. Uh, this horse is a bit of an enigma to me. It looks like it's the number one prime power horse. Definitely, I mean, 99 out of the gate, I think was what put everybody on tilt right here in the mud when he blasted off to roll by 7 lengths, going 6 furlongs, and then jumped right into the deep end of the pool to the hopeful, going seven, and ran second by a half length to Chancer McPatrick. I went back and watched the video of that race, and he was a lot closer to Chancellor McPatrick than I had remembered. I thought he was. I probably got him and his race with at Keeneland confused a little bit. I bet you. But they hit the turn, both of them stalking the pace. Chancellor closing from way back, but they hit stride together, and McPatrick ran by him, and he just kind of baited Ferocious as being the alpha when he passed him up, but drug him to the finish line. He stayed right with him to the finish line, only finished a half length back. So anyway, he got blown out. No chance versus East Avenue at Keeneland after that. And then ran into some traffic trouble in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile. Got shuffled back around the far turn, and but did close and improve to fifth. So I'm not holding that against him too much. But coming off the long layoff, uh, he should be the favorite in this race. No excuses this time. There was some excuses. He's safe facing the softest field yet for him. So that leads me to Tappen Street, and that is Brad Cox, Louis Saez hookup, big win, 89 Brisnet figure out of the gate going seven. Uh, Definitely the win distance is right on the line of being a router. Into Mischief, though, Into Mischief has a ton of prospects this year. I don't see any issues with this horse going at least 8.5 furlongs. 30% trainer, sprint to route. Brad Cox, I mean, he's a legend and here in Louisville. Well bet, sharp workout. Everything lines up for this horse to compete. Just needs to do it. See what he's got. WinStar Farms. Now, Jose D'Angelo trains the gun runner progeny, Guns Loaded. Ired Ortiz rides. I like this one. 86 out of the gate. Front runner. I always consider gun runner more of a closer or a stamina type, but this one has both. You can see the win distance 7.4, 7.5, 21% mud, just all about that, just grinding it out. And then My Sky by Bernardini, or Sky My Sky, the damn side, solid. Back-to-back wins, second in this first time out. Really strong performance going six. Then moved up to the Mucho Macho Man going a mile here and took it to the house. Uh, Pretty good pace going a mile in that one. Confident in the turn, kicked away and held on. So, number five, He's Not Joking. That's Josie Carroll bringing this one down from Woodbine, and then tested 2 turns and did not fare well on the dirt. So, the winner of the grade 3 gray going a mile and 16th, that's solid enough by 4. Really good looking win there. Lots of confidence inspired, I imagine. But Kentucky Jockey Club was a pretty good race. Lots of good Jonathan's Way, First Resort, Tistastic, solid field there. So maybe not ready for prime time yet, but does have some good speed figures on the synthetic. But it's probably going to pass on that one. This one is looking more interesting to me by the minute. Burning Glory, Into Mischief Coat, another one, 120K maiden winner, 88 Briz figure on that win here. This one a little bit interesting as he went 2 turns and was in position, just ran on very well too, and it was Whiskey Shot that won the race, but he didn't tire or anything, so it was kind of funny to have him drop to a mile in the next race, but looked really good in that mile race as well. Hit the stretch, turning much better turn of foot around that far turn, didn't go so wide, but just ran really hard down the stretch. did have a bit of trouble putting away the Warden, who was like 28-1 in that race. So, but that sometimes that's good to have a horse be tested like that too down the stretch, where they've got to battle it out and push clear of another horse instead of herding together, so they learn how to be the alpha and not the beta. So, pretty good win there by Burning Glory. One I'm definitely going to have a close eye on. Rounding out the field is number 7, Burnham Square, and that is Ian Wilkes trained. Easy Eddie Zahas will ride. Once again, actually, he rode the big maiden breaker for 65K. They dropped this one way down, and it was actually, I didn't think about it when I was looking at it at the time, but that is something that trainers do. Will drop them down to a figure that he probably could have won at 100 easily, but they wanted to go ahead and get that 2-year-old win secured, that maiden out of the way, and now Burnham Square has done that, rolling by 9 lengths. So. Uh, Driving too, big 94 speed figure. I think it was a little fluffy because I think he dropped to a lesser level than he needed to. So pretty much right in line with the 89s and the 90s, I think, with the rest of the horses. So not too bad. The fourth on the board. Will be interesting to see what happens with that one. I do like me some Eddie Zahas. So rounding out the field, we're going to put up some picks and call it a day. Probably not final picks, but at least a good first look, and maybe I won't stray. So this, like I said, this was the race that Fierceness got beat in last year, just being lazy. And I don't see a horse within the same zip code as Fierceness. I mean, the Fierceness was the 2-year-old Breeders' Cup juvenile champion coming out of the fall break into the 3-year-old season, and was just a little out of shape and not ready to race, and still ran like third, So anyway, there's a few with some promise here. Put up or shut up time for Ferocious. On paper looks to be the best of the group, but I don't trust him yet. My top selection, I think I'm going to go with Guns Loaded. I'm sucker for the Gun Runner Colts. This one looks sound. If he does continue to progress the way he has been, moving forward each time, hit this 2 turn, get out on the lead early on, I don't see a whole lot of pressure coming from the other horses in the race. So if he could settle in and set like a pace reasonably so, like he did in the Mucho Macho Man, definitely going to be hard pressed to catch him going down the stretch. One that could do it, or one that could provide some pressure, is Tappen Street. I will have that as part of the underneath. And he had to put in some work to get that win on the inside rail, then shift into the 2 path, then reset hard down the stretch driving to get the win. So I like horses that don't just get it handed to them, where they just throw them in there at 3 to 5 and they just walk over the field. He was pressing the pace, hit the turn, was behind horses, then shifted over and tore ass down the stretch for the win. Another one that I like is an interesting value play is Burning Glory, listed as a closer, but really closer after rewatching the last 2 races, and a really strong closing burst in both. Uh, was closer to the pace, more of a stalking style than just a dead closer. So always within 3 or 4 lengths of the lead. If he can do that and then hit the turn hard like he did in the last race, could be in good shape to close it out, and should fetch a decent price. If you looked at the field from the beginning, those odds were just my own odds. I just kind of made them up. Uh, I'll see how close I get. But anyway, that's your preview for this week's Holy Bull. Stay tuned for more racing action. Like I said, we got Aqueduct and Santa Anita coming your way. I might drop both of those tomorrow. So until next time, see you soon.